Hello, everybody. How's it going? Happy Monday. Magic Monday. Back for Magic Monday. I love Mondays. I don't know what it is about Mondays. I think it's because I get a fresh start on a new week. Do you ever feel that way on Mondays? What is your favorite day of the week? So, with all of that being said, my name is Ashley Casper. I'm here today with Rise and Thrive, episode 6. And today we're going to talk about failure. If you are watching me live, please comment, say hello, let me know where you are tuning in from. I have this handy dandy little thing that I can pull your comments up and see them as they're coming through live. So I will conversate with you. And if you are watching the replay, please comment #replay. Let me know again where you're tuning in from. So failure and what a family road trip to Colorado taught me about life. So about a year ago, my family and I took what felt like a once in a lifetime kind of a trip to Colorado. Hopefully it will be many more to come in the future. Because it didn't quite go as planned. And that's what I'm going to share with you today. So my husband is a veteran. He was injured in Iraq and is a wounded warrior. He is my hero. He is a amazing survivor that has overcome so much in his life. And because of what he has endured in his life and with his service to our country, we applied for our kiddos to get into a summer camp that was hosted by a organization called Camp Corral, which is funded by the Golden Corral. And they provide summer camp to no cost to children of wounded warriors or fallen warriors. So the kids have had an opportunity to go to a couple of different summer camps in their life. And last year was actually the first time since we have been a family that they were able to go. And we had applied for Colorado because my husband and I did not get a honeymoon when we got married in 2020 for obvious reasons. So we were kind of hoping that we were going to drop the kids off at this summer camp and then we were going to enjoy the rest of the little week, just he and I on a honeymoon. But we were going to do this super budget friendly. We were renting a van to take with us because our van at the time was not in very good condition to take a long road trip. So we had rented a van and we had packed all of we're campers. And we wanted to take our camper with us, but because you can't tow with a rental car, that just wasn't going to happen. So the adventurous people that my husband and I are decided that we were going to just camp in our van. So we loaded up all of our camping supplies, and I even packed like specific foods and things for the kids. We were only eating out for dinner time on the trip, but for snacks and things, I had us pre-packed, ready to go, loaded down, and it was going to be a great trip. So we're heading out to Colorado, van's loaded down. Even the top of the van was loaded down, which caused me a lot of anxiety. But thankfully, nothing fell off and everything made it safe. So we get to Colorado. We arrive at the summer camp. We drop the kids off. Things are going smooth. Everything is going as planned. We leave out of the town where the kids were at, and then we were like, and we totally went unprepared. We had no idea where we were going to stay. I say unprepared. We were prepared for like worst case scenario with what we had. And we were planning, we knew that there was lots of areas for free camping in the Colorado area that we wanted to be at. And so we did a little, checking out the touristy areas and shopping and this and that, this, me and my husband. And then we found our spot on the mountain that we were going to camp at. And it took a while to get up to the top of the mountain. Hey, Miss Janine, thank you for tuning in and saying hello. So we get to the top of the mountain, we find our spot. And it was already getting dark by the time we got up there. So we decided we were just going to set all the stuff out of the van, into our little tent. We had a little separate tent just to hold the stuff so that we could stay safely and more weather friendly within the van. So we get everything pulled out of the van, set up in the van. We have fun the first night, just really enjoyed the beautiful open skies of Colorado mountains. The views up there took my breath away. I wish I could be back every day. Like I see the photos. If you see my website, the photo of me on my websites is from our Colorado trip. It was my favorite. So anywho, um, and we decided that the next morning, the way the sun was coming in on that campsite maybe wasn't the best spot for us. So we wanted to take some time. We weren't in a huge rush. We had the whole week there. And so we drove a little bit further around the mountain, found another spot, decided we were going to set up there. So we set up our legit campsite. Like I took a porta-john with us and everything. So I had a safe little secure place to use the bathroom while we were out there in the middle of nowhere. And I mean, we had a good amount of stuff with us. We packed really well. And that night it had started raining, and my husband and I are just chilling in the van, watching a movie, just hanging out. And our phone dings. Yes, we had service. Thank goodness. Our phone dings. We had an email from the camp. This was only day 2 of our trip. Camp was shutting down. All of the camp counselors had COVID. Lots of kids were getting sick. Needed to come pick up our kids ASAP. Well, by this point, it's like 9 p.m. I think it was. It was pretty late at night. They weren't expecting us to just drop everything and come then. Thank goodness, because there were other parents that were out of state as well. So we're like, okay, we're going to make the best of it. My husband and I talked about it. We had the tent. The kids could camp with us. It may not have been the most comfortable, but we had enough in our budget that we could go get a little air mattress or something to make it more comfortable for them. And we love camping, Janine. We did not go this year. We did go last year. I think we've gone the last 3 years prior to this summer. This summer was the first time that we didn't go. And we love it so much. So we are on our way to go pick up the kids. No, sorry. So that was the night we were planning what we were going to do. We were planning on just coming back, setting camp up with the kids as well, and just camping there for the week. But we did not feel, because it was like a 3-hour travel from where we were to the point where the kids were at, because we did kind of go a little bit of a distance. We weren't expecting to go back that fast. And so we did not want to leave camp and everything set there. It was just, we didn't know the area that well. So we decided to pack up camp, go pick up the kids. We would come back and unload it all again. I know a lot of work, but we just really weren't sure. So in the process of loading it all up, temperatures got a little hot. My husband got dehydrated. And as we're going down the mountain, started feeling kind of bad. We stopped and got something to drink, and we just went into some air conditioning for a little while just to chill. And he kept getting worse. He has, just due to his service and different things that he's experienced, he has some gastro issues. And once he was getting sick, it was going to take some time for him to recover from that dehydration and everything. So camping was no longer an option. And I was the only adult that was, really in physical health to be able to do all of the navigating that we still had to do by this point, we had 5 more days left of our trip. So my husband, as we're going through all the different elevations of the mountains, he's getting sick. It was so rough on him. It was so rough, but he was a trooper. And so we picked up the kids, and I'm like, okay, time to rest. So we found a hotel room, a nice hotel room. This was where things started going. This was no longer a budget-friendly trip. There was no more camping as an option. The emergency credit card came out of the wallet. We ended up $500 in debt by the end of this trip. So hubby got sick. Get the kids. We get our hotel room. We're chilling, trying to get as many fluids and good stuff into my husband as possible to get him back into being able to be mobile and get going and to help me, because it was a lot of back and forth of taking things from the car, because the first hotel room that we had ended up, they had a lot of reservations the very next day, so we could not extend the room, so we had to move to another hotel. It was a lot of moving around. Um, so the resting and recuperating didn't like it helped. There was some time, my light fell. There was some times that my husband and I, we would talk and just try to make a game plan and tweak. Every time we come up with a plan, something else would happen, and okay, we just got to keep tweaking and keep going, keep tweaking and keep going. We can't stop because we're in Colorado. We got to get back home. So on like the third, I think it was the third day, the days kind of ran together, but by the third day, we finally did have a affordable hotel that was clean and safe and secure. And we actually found a really cool attraction that was close by. My husband was feeling a little bit better, but still not up to really getting out and going out. But the kids wanted something to do. We're there with the kids. It was supposed to be a vacation for them. Luckily, the hotel had a pool and the kids were enjoying that. But we were all kind of like, we really wanted something more from this. And I really wanted to give them more. We really want to give our kids more. So there was an event called, or not an event. There was a location that was, I'm trying to figure out exactly how to explain it. Owned by the company Meow Wolf. If you're not familiar with them, it's a art, kind of like a co-op, I believe. They bring a lot of different artists in to make these really, really cool attractions. And this building was like 3 to 4 stories high, and just yarn art, recycled art. Like, I couldn't believe the materials that they used, but it was the coolest thing that we had ever seen. And probably the most memorable event of the entire trip, other than the fact of things going wrong. The kids loved it. They had a blast. We probably spent 4 hours there, and it just felt like it wasn't long enough to see everything. So if you ever get an opportunity to see a Meow Wolf exhibit, I highly, highly recommend it. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, you will even enjoy just watching videos of it. It's immersive art, really cool. So look it up on YouTube or TikTok. There's a lot of videos on TikTok for it as well. So tweaking and approaching, that was another big thing there. And then, on the way home, it got a little bit worse. I say it got a little bit worse. It just shifted. And this seems to happen with my husband all the time. When one of us is down, the other one is up. And when that one is down, the other one is up. And so we're on our way home. He's driving at this point because he's feeling much better. He's got more energy. He drove the whole way home. And on the very last night, well, I say the whole way home, we did have to stop because he was getting a little bit tired that very last night. And we stopped and got a hotel room. And that night I woke up, chills, fever. I had COVID. And so we finally made it home. And I just went straight to bed. And I think I stayed in the bed for like 4 days after that trip. But it was a success. The trip, while a failure, was also a lot of fun. And my husband stopped vaping soon after that. He overcame his coffee addiction thanks to getting sick. My kids and I bonded so much. When I refer to my kids, they are my kids, but they're also my stepchildren. They lost their mother whenever they were really young. And so I kind of am their fill-in mom at this point in their life. And it was an amazing bonding experience for us. And so a lot of good came out of that failure as well. And so that's really what I wanted. That we were on our Grow Rich Mastermind this morning, and someone was talking about failure. They brought up the topic of failure and learning from our mistakes, and then also learning from others' mistakes. And it just brought this to my attention of different experiences that I have had that have felt like failures in that moment, but I was able to not only overcome, but end up better on the other end than I probably would have if it had gone smoothly the first time. I never would have seen a Meow Wolf exhibit. And before this event, it was actually something that I was telling my husband that I wanted to experience an immersive art exhibit at some point. And so it was just kind of a blessing that it happened on that trip. And sad that he did not get to experience it too, but so thankful that he loves us enough to let us enjoy it without him. So, so the three main things from this that I want to point out for anyone that struggles with failure, we all struggle with failure. Failure is a part of life, number one. Number two, failure does not define you, but what you do with failure can define you a little bit. It's not the only thing that defines us, but it'll define you a little bit. And then the three coping mechanisms for when you do experience failure is to, number one, reset and recharge. I mentioned my husband and I, we got a hotel room. We did what we had to: reset, recharge. Don't let the mind go into fear mode, into worry mode, anxiety about all the what ifs, because that's just going to slow you down. Reset, recharge, so that you can think clearly, make good decisions. Number two is going to be tweak and approach, or tweak your approach. And that will come once you've rested and recharged. Allow yourself to let the worries and the stress go and just think, okay, it is what it is. That's my husband's famous words. It is what it is. What can I do to move forward here? And then the last one is get back up. Sometimes it takes us a couple of days to reset and recharge. And unfortunately, in this situation, I didn't really have that option. We kind of had to bounce from hotel to hotel. But sometimes it takes a couple of days to reset and recharge. Give yourself that time, but never, never give up. Keep going, get back up, and keep going. So if you found value from this today, I want to invite you to subscribe to my email list at workwithamc.com/live. You can subscribe to my email list and grab a few really awesome goodies there that I have for you too. Otherwise, I will see you on Wednesday for episode 7. Have an awesome Monday, and I will see you guys later. Bye-bye.